today's video, I'll be showcasing the insanely rare King Jellyfish secret unit in SpongeBob Tower Defense. This unit is so rare because in order to get it, you have a 1 in 50,000 chance to get it from the playtime prizes. But luckily, my friend ZY Rect actually somehow got one yesterday. So make sure you watch until the end to see what wave it gets. And without any more waiting, let's join the Trading Plaza to get this unit from him right away. Here we go. Now, he did ask me to actually shout out his TikTok, so I'll have that linked in the description. It's the same as his Roblox username too. So definitely check him out for sure, bro. Much love. Yeah, there he is joining me right now. That's what his avatar looks like. So yep, let's scroll down to the bottom. We should see him there. Yeah, level 10,000, which is even crazier. But there we go. We sent him a trade. He accepted it. And yep, any second now, he will put in the unit. There it is. Level 25 with secret formula. Literally non-existent at the moment, which is even crazier. But yeah, I am super excited to test out this unit because it actually seems like it has its own ability. Yeah, thank you so much, bro. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Yep, there we go. We both readied up, and there goes the trade in 3, 2, 1, and boom. There it goes. Yeah, dang. Now that we finally do have the unit, it's definitely time to return back to the lobby. That way we can level it up even more. And yep, now that we're back in a normal lobby, let's definitely head over to the center of the map. That way we can start leveling it up too. Yeah, we'll definitely show you guys exactly what the attack is later on. But for now, we definitely need to feed it all the way to level 30. And yeah, we might as well just use our buckets of chum since we literally have 8,000 buckets of chum just on this account. And in order to do this even quicker, we'll definitely use this auto clicker right here, and we might as well just set it to 1 millisecond. That way we can feed it even faster than 100 milliseconds. But yeah, let's just start adding feed to it right away. Yep, already we got it to level 26 and we spent over 100,000 XP. And now it's level 27, meaning we've spent over 500,000 just like that right there. Yep, now it's level 28, meaning there's only 2 levels left to go. And now we've added over 1,000 buckets of chum in total too. And now there's only 1 level left to go on top of that. Yep, just like that, we spent over 1 million XP in total. And finally, just like that, after 1.27 million XP is added, we got it to level 30 on the dot after spending 1,685 buckets of chum. Dang! But yeah, there it is to level 30. I'm definitely curious to see exactly what these stats are now that it is level 30. But before we worry about that, we might as well just see what we can get out of 1 playtime gift. Let's see. And yeah, fruitcakes. Not a surprise. That's still not bad though. That was a 1 out of 25. I'll honestly take that. Now that we have all of that out of the way though, we can definitely fully focus on something else. That of which is building our team. So yeah, we'll use the best farm in the game, the shiny Momo 5-star Krusty Krab, as well as obviously the Jellyfish King. And we might as well also bring the best slow unit in the game, the Dream Gary. And on top of that, I think we'll also bring our Barnacle Boy, which has Jellyfish Jam on it, just so it's getting boosted by its cooldown. And we'll bring one of the best starter units to the game too, the Elastic Wasteman. Oh wait, shoot, it's on an alt account. Whoops, okay, 1 second. I'm gonna get that from my alt. I'll be right back. Yeah, there we go. The alt account just joined us any second. Oh wait, no, that's wrecked. My bad. But here we go. If we search up Manatage All Farm, yeah, but here it is right here. We'll just send him a trade just like that, and we'll accept on our main account too, just like so. And you know what, yeah, we'll just give it all of our extra stuff. We'll give it the Hatchling and Slasher, as well as the Cyborg, and obviously the best starter in the game, the Elastic Waistband. So yeah, let's just ready up on this side, and we'll ready up on our other account just like that. See, wait, come on, let me press ready, bro, come on. There we are, there we go. I'm not ready, now confirm on that account too. And we'll just ready up on this account, so now we have all of our starter units as well, which is even better for us. And now that the trade went through, we can return right back to the normal lobby just like that. And now we can obviously equip the starter unit too, just like so. And yeah, let's just see exactly how far we can get on Concentrate Endless Mode A. Here we go. And here we go. Now that we finally loaded in, we can definitely start the main part of the video, which is seeing how far we can get on Endless Mode. Now, obviously, we'll just start by placing down our Elastic Wasteland right here, just to take care of all the early game stuff. And while that's going on, we can definitely fully focus on maxing out our Krusty Krabs too. So yeah, by wave 4 we ended up placing both of them, and by wave 6 we ended up maxing both of them. Now, before we even place down the King Jellyfish, which we'll show the ability in a second, we'll definitely place down the Dream Gary, probably right over this way, just so when max out reaches all the corners over that way. Awesome. And yeah, now that the Dream Gary is placed, we can definitely place down the King Jellyfish. And yeah, the most ideal spot to place it is probably going to be exactly right here. And you have already in level 0, it's doing 7,740 damage. It does 1.5 second cooldown, then a 0 or 40.5 range on it. Not too bad. And yeah, now we'll just fully focus on maxing out too. So there's its level 1 and 2, 3, 4, and 5. Yeah, we maxed out the King Puffer, or not the King Pufferfish, the King Jellyfish is doing 15,480 damage. It has a 1.3 second cooldown and then 54 range on it too. And yeah, we literally placed in the exact perfect spot that we needed to because it just barely reaches this corner and it just barely reaches this one over this way. And yep, now that it's maxed out, we can definitely sell the Elastic Wave Spin to show you guys exactly what type of attack it actually does. Actually, it looks like you guys are gonna have to wait a little bit longer since the Dream Gary is taking care of all the early game stuff. But yeah, now that we have this placed out, we can definitely boost it with the King Jellyfish, or not with the King Jellyfish, the Jellyfish Jam Boost, which now makes it as a 1 second cooldown, meaning it's doing exactly 15,480 damage a second. Now, obviously, since it is a secret unit, you can only place one, which kinda sucks. But that's all good because I'm definitely curious to see exactly what this attack does. I've actually never seen it in-game myself. I'm really curious. Anyway, we still definitely have a long way to go until we finally are able to see the attack, since this is exactly where Reach is compared to the Dream Gary Reach. But either way, we'll definitely commentate over every single dirty bubble that spawns in, just so you guys are on board with all the middle of the gameplay. So yeah, there goes the small dirty bubble right here for the first time ever. On wave 30, now we had a medium-sized one also dying in basically the exact same spot, and now we also made it to wave 40. And actually on wave 43 is when our first giant dirty bubble spot spawns in, so I'll just see you guys then instead. On wave 43, we had our giant one spawning in, like I said, and it also died in the exact same spot that the small and medium-sized dirty bubble boss died in. But either way, now we're officially 3 waves away from wave 50, and now we're 2 waves away, and we have another small dirty bubble also dying right here. But yep, just like that, now we're 1 wave away from wave 50. And boom, now we also made it to wave 50. On wave 53, we have our next medium-sized spawning in with 7,000 health, still down in the exact same spot. And now we're actually 3 waves away from wave 60, and we actually have our next giant dirty bubble boss spawning on this way with 14,000 health, also dying right over here. Yeah, wow, the King Jellyfish literally has had to do 0 damage and 0 takedowns so far up until this point, even though we're 2 waves away from wave 60 at now too. But now we're only 1 wave away, and boom, now we also made it to wave 60. Yeah, that's crazy. Even after 60 waves, literally nothing has even gotten past this point right here. That's insane. Even the small dirty bubble boss is still dying right here. And the next medium-sized dirty bubble boss spawned on wave 67 and died right this way. Yeah, now we're 3 waves away from wave 70, and now we're only 2 waves away, and 1 wave away, and boom, now we finally made it to wave 70. On wave 71, we have a giant one spawning in with 17,000 health, making it right here, so slightly past the Krusty Krabs. But even though that one made it slightly further, it still wasn't further enough to make it so the King Jellyfish would rotate around quite yet. Either way though, by wave 76 this time around, we have another small dirty bubble with 8,000 health dying right in between the Krusty Krab and start. But now we're 3 waves away from wave 80, and now we're only 2 waves away from wave 80, and 1 wave away from wave 80, and boom, now we also made it to wave 80. On wave 81, we have another medium-sized one dying right here. And on wave 85, we have a giant one spawning with over 20,000 health for the first time ever dying right this way. And now we finally made it to wave 90, and we took out our next smaller dirty bubble dying right here. Now we're officially 5 waves away from wave 100, and the next medium-sized dirty bubble also died over this way, but now we're officially 4 waves away from wave 100. And now we're only 3 waves away, and 2 waves away, 1 wave away, and boom, for the first time ever, we have a giant dirty bubble spawning with 24,000 health, dying a little bit past the Krusty Krab over this way. And now we officially made it to wave 100, but it still wasn't enough for the King Jellyfish to take even a lick of damage. That is crazy that even after 100 waves, literally nothing has even gotten past this point over this way. Wow. On wave 104 though, we finally have our first small dirty bubble, reaching past this little midsection over this way and getting towards the end point right here. And now we're already 3 waves away from wave 110. Now we're only 2 waves away from wave 110 though. 1 wave away. And boom, there goes our next medium-sized dirty bubble, and now we also made it to wave 110. We also just crossed over 1,000 takedowns in total too, which is even crazier. But on wave 113, we have our first giant dirty bubble to almost reach 30,000, dying right over this way, and whoa, finally! Did you guys see that the King Jellyfish actually started dealing at least some damage, or at least it had an animation? But for some reason, it still dealt 0 damage in total. Interesting. Either way though, it's not too big of a deal, as now we're 3 waves away from wave 120. And yet now we're 2 waves away, and we have our next small dirty bubble with 14,000 dying right here. Now we're only 1 wave away from wave 120, and boom, now we also made it to wave 120. On wave 123, we had a medium-sized one die right here. And now we're 3 waves away from wave 130, and we have our next giant one spawning on this wave too, finally reaching over 30,000 health, this time dying right over this way again. But yeah, finally the King Jellyfish deal enough damage to actually start attacking it. But for some reason, the ability that it does didn't really happen, I'm pretty sure. At least I didn't see it happen. Either way, we finally made it to wave 130 on the die, and yeah, finally has 1 takedown in total, like I said. On wave 132, we had a medium-sized one spawning in with 17,000 health die right here. And on wave 137, we were 3 waves away from wave 140, and we had a medium-sized one die over this way. But now we're only 2 waves away from wave 140, 1 wave away, and boom, now we also made it to wave 140. On wave 141, we have a giant one spawning with 42,000 health, this time dying over this way again. And that was also partially due to the King Jellyfish dealing at least a little bit more damage than last time. And on wave 146, we had a small dirty bubble finally reaching over 20,000 health, passing where the Krusty Krabs are. Now we also made it to wave 150 on the dot. And on wave 151, we have a medium-sized one with 26,000 health dying right this way. As well as wave 155, where we have a giant one spawning with 15,000 health. And yeah, whoa. Did you guys see that flash? Yeah, now it's done 25,000 damage in total. That's crazy. Anyway, now we're 3 waves away from wave 160. And now we're only 2 waves away, 1 wave away. And boom, now we finally made it to wave 160. Actually, on wave 160, we have another small dirty bubble almost reaching 25,000 like the last medium-sized one dying right here. And on wave 165, we have another medium-sized one with 32,000 dying over this way. And on wave 169, we have a giant one spawning with 60,000, and yeah, this time even the King Jellyfish did even more damage, finally reaching 43,000 damage in total. Yeah, now we also passed wave 170, so I'm definitely curious to see what it mainly does later on. But I guess at this point, you guys might as well see what it does. It actually does spawn damage. Basically meaning it's a spawner, which is super cool. On wave 174, we have our first giant, or I guess our first small dirty bubble to almost reach 30,000 dying right here in between the Krusty Krabs and Patrick's house. And in wave 179, we have our next medium-sized one reaching over 30,000 dying right here. Now we also made it to wave 180 on the dot. And in wave 183, we have our second to last giant dirty bubble before we make it to wave 200 dying right here with 72,000 health. Now we're officially 3 waves away from wave 190 though, and now we're 2 waves away, and there goes our final small dirty bubble with 35,000. Now that this is going to be the last one we commentate over. And boom, now we made it to wave 190 on the dot. On wave 193, we have a medium-sized one with 46,000 dying right here. And now we're officially 3 waves away from wave 200. On wave 197, we have our final giant dirty bubble before we make it to wave 200 with 87,000 health. And this one's gonna die right in front of Patrick's house right here. But now we're only 2 waves away from wave 200, 1 wave away, and boom, now we finally made it to wave 200. Yeah, now I am definitely done commentating over all these small dirty bubbles that spawn like that one, because who really cares about those anymore at this point? And instead we're only going to focus on all the medium-sized ones that spawn with 55,000 health like this one dying right here. And every single time we make it to wave 210, 220, etc. And every single time a giant dirty bubble spawns in, and this is the first one to reach over 100,000 health. Wow, yeah, this one is going to die right here. Yeah, finally after 200 waves, the giant dirty bubble is starting to reach where Patrick's house is, which is definitely about time for sure. I'm not gonna lie, it took over 200 waves for it to make it from the very spawn point over this way all the way to just right here. Finally, we made it past wave 220, and we have another medium-sized one with 66,000 making it right here this time, which is actually the new best. Interesting. Also, wait, what the heck? Wait, what? Wait, whoa, where did it? Wait, what? Yo, where did it go? I did not mean to sell it by accident. Oh my goodness, I must have accidentally sold it. Alright, whatever. It shouldn't be that big of a deal. Cause, yeah, we're basically right back to where we were. Oh my goodness, so thank God I realized, bro. That could have been really bad. Anyway, on wave 225, we have another giant one spawning when this time it's gonna die right here. So thank God I saw that. Jeez, that was close. Anyway, now we finally made it to wave 230 on the dot 2. And on wave 235, we have our next medium-sized one with almost 80,000 health, and this time it's gonna die right here, which is where it should normally die. Yeah, I was surprised it was getting all the way right here. That was interesting. Anyway, now we're 3 waves away from wave 240, and now we're only 2 waves away, and 1 wave away. And actually, on wave 239, we have our next giant one spawning with 150,000 health. Sorry, that was me clearing my throat, but yeah, this time it's gonna die all the way right over here, right where the intersection actually starts. Dang. Yeah, just like that, we've officially made it to wave 240. And on wave 249, we have another medium-sized dirty bubble with 95,000, this time dying right here. Yeah, finally even the medium-sized dirty bubble is starting to pass where Patrick's house is, and now we finally made it to wave 250 on the dot. And this time on wave 253, we have another giant one reaching 180,000 health, and this one's gonna die all the way over this way, right about here. Yeah, as you guys saw a second ago, a bunch of jellyfishes were spawning in, so yeah, that's the spawner attack unit that I was talking about, which is honestly super cool. I actually really like that a lot. Yeah, it's really cool that they're finally starting to add some unique abilities to some of these brand new secret pets, or I guess secret units, which keeps it a lot more different and a lot more fresh for the game in overall, which is super cool. Anyway, there we go. Now we finally made it to wave 260 on the dot. And on wave 263, we have another medium-sized one with 115,000 health, and this one's gonna die right around here. So yeah, in between Patrick's house and where the intersection starts. On wave 267 though, we have another giant one spawning with over 200,000 health. And finally, this one's gonna make it even further, almost to where Squidward's house is right here. Now we finally made it to wave 270 on the dot. And on wave 277, we're 3 waves away from wave 280. And we have another medium-sized one with 138,000 health, this time dying right this way. Yeah, now we're only 2 waves away from wave 280 though, and now we're only 1 wave away. And boom, now we made it to wave 280. On wave 281 this time, we have another giant dirty bubble spawning with 260,000 health, and this time it might actually make it to Squidward's house, so yeah, there it goes. Literally right in front of Squidward's house too, that couldn't have been better. Now we finally made it to wave 290 on the dot, and we have our next medium-sized dirty bubble with 165,000 health spawning in too. And this one's gonna make it extremely far right over this way this time. Wow. Yeah, wow, even the medium-sized ones are spawning, and that was actually the last one that we were gonna commentate over, but now you guys can very clearly see exactly what this attack truly is. It spawns in tons of jellyfish that constantly attack over and over and over and over and over again. And even this time, the giant dirty bubble is dying right this way. Now we're 5 waves away from wave 300 though, and now we're only 4 waves away. Just like that, now we're 3 waves away, 2 waves away, 1 wave away, and boom, now we finally made it to wave 300 on the dot right then and there. Yeah, now I'm definitely done commentating over all these small dirty bubbles as well as all these medium-sized ones that spawn in, since they don't really make it too far at all. But what we still definitely do care about is all the giant ones that spawn in, like this one with 375,000 health on it, which is gonna make it super far all the way right here this time. Yeah, it's even starting to make it almost to this corner at last. Now we finally made it to wave 310 on the dot though, as well as wave 320. Yeah, wow, look how many purple jellyfish are spawning in pro time. That's kind of crazy. Just look how many spawn, bro. That's crazy. What? Yo, and look how much damage it's doing per hit. Like, look at that. That is insane amounts of damage instantly. Wow. Yeah, this time the giant dirty bubble with 450,000 did end up reaching this corner on the dot just barely. And now we're already 3 waves away from wave 330, 2 waves away, 1 wave away, and boom, now we also made it to wave 330. And this time on wave 337, we're already 3 waves away from wave 340, and we have another giant one spawning with 540,000 health. Yeah, this was gonna make it even further than the last one, this time dying right at this spot. But now we're 2 waves away from wave 340, 1 wave away, and boom, there we go. We officially made it to wave 340 on the dot, as well as wave 350 on the dot too. On wave 351, we have our next giant one spawning in, this time with 648,000 health. And this one's also going to make it fairly far, this time dying right over this way, right about here. Wow. Yeah, they're making it further and further every single time they spawn it in. Hopefully the next one doesn't reach this corner, even though it is fairly likely for that to happen. Anyway, now we finally also made it to wave 360 on the dot too. And this time on wave 365, we have a giant one spawning with almost 800,000 health, and this time it even gets slowed until all the way over this way. Yeah, wow, it's gonna easily make it past this corner with over 100,000 health still, and this time it's gonna die over here. But dang, that is bad. I really don't want to end up losing this early on. I want to make it to at least wave 450, if not higher. Either way, we still have a long ways to go until we are there, because we're already 2 waves away from wave 370 at this point. And now we're only 1 wave away, and boom, now we officially made it to wave 370 on the dot. And finally by wave 379, we have another giant one, this time spawning with over 900,000 health. And this one's not even getting slowed until even longer, this time reaching all the way right here before it even gets slowed. That's where it literally died last time. And this time, wow, it's even gonna make it out of the intersection. No way, at least we will be able to make it to wave 400, I'm pretty sure. Even though this time it's gonna die even further than the last few times, all the way over on this corner right here. Wow, that is far, jeez. Yeah, dang, that was close, and finally we made it to wave 380 on the dot, but yeah, that was just barely inside the range of the drink area at this point too. Now we finally made it past 390, and on wave 393 we have our next giant one finally reaching over 1,000,000 health. Wow. Yeah, finally we did end up getting it below 1,000,000 health, and this time it's not even getting slowed until right here. But now it's down to its last 500,000 health, 400,000 over here, 300,000 on this corner, 200,000 a little bit past that, 100,000 just inside the Gary range, and this time it's gonna die slightly outside the Gary range right here. Wow. Yeah, just barely we are going to be able to make it to wave 400, but not much past that, as now we're 5 waves away from wave 400. And now we're only 4 waves away. And 3 waves away, 2 waves away, 1 wave away, and boom, we officially somehow, someway ended up making it to wave 400. That is crazy good. Finally, by wave 4-7, that we have our first giant 30 volt to reach over 1.3 million health, and luckily it is actually slowed temporarily since they're passing crosses. And now I finally caught up with all the big slow anchovies in the front. Yeah, well, so it's around 500,000 health, and it's about to be outside the Dream Gary range, and it's actually outside the Dream Gary range with over 300,000 health still. But now it's down to 200,000 over this way, and luckily we are just barely able to get it all the way right here. I'll take it. Wow, that was close. Anyway, yeah, for the first time ever, we did somehow, in some way, end up making it to wave 410, as well as wave 420. Finally, on wave 421, we have another giant 30 ball reaching 1.6 million health. And yeah, this is definitely going to be the first one to ever get on by, because yeah, even the big slow and we still have hundreds of thousands of health, and they're getting all the way right here. And this time, the giant 30 ball isn't even slow until the very end over this way, but still over 1 million health getting outside the range. Yeah, wow, if we were not dead here, I would be shocked. We are so dead here no matter what. As this time, the giant 30 ball was getting on by with over 400,000 health, and now we're down to 65 base health too. Now we finally made it past wave 430, and even the medium-sized ones at this point are reaching over 1 million health at this point too. Wow. And they're staying alive so long to the point to where it might actually stay alive for the giant dirty bubbles to also spawn in at the same time, as yeah, wow, it did. 2 dirty bubbles popping up at once. That is crazy. In fact, yeah, this one has 1.9 million health this time around. And luckily, somehow, someway, we did get it down to 1.5 million health. And it's literally getting slowed for literally like less than 5 seconds, and now it's going max speed once again. Yeah, luckily we were able to get it below 1 million health, just barely it seems, but not much past that. Yeah, this time we're down to 30 health. And dang, wait, no way, we're literally dead here. Wow, 434 waves beaten in total. Just from 1 unit placed and 1 slow unit placed too. I'll take that. That's honestly really good. Anyway, now that we have that out of the way, I definitely kind of want to look for offers for at least 10 or 15 minutes just to see what other people want to offer for this literal zero existing unit. So yeah, now let's just hop over to the trading hub to see what people offer for it. Here we go. And you know what? While we do that, we might as well also look in the trading hub, or the trading channel in the Krabby Crew Discord server. And we'll just say DM me offers for my video, and let's see what people offer for it. But yeah, now that we're here, let's just start sending trades to super rich people. Oh wait, this level 786 already sent us a trade, but it seems like he's in one at the moment. But regardless, we'll just send trades to the rest of the high level people anyway. And yeah, we'll just see if he wants to offer. It looks like he actually has an Olympian SpongeBob himself, which is super cool. And wow, exactly 777 exists. That's also really sick. Yeah, it seems like this is his offer. It's not really that great of a trade, so I think we're just gonna cancel to look for better offers. It's probably a decent offer, I just don't really want to do it, to be honest. Alright, here we go. Another person did accept their trade. We'll put in the King Jellyfish and see if they want to offer. And here we go. Alright, he's starting to add in stuff. He added in a Shiny Wumbo Sponge Edge, Hatchling and Slasher with both Secret Formula, a Shiny Wumbo Mythic Handsome Plankton with Secret Formula 2, and a Shiny Wumbo Bubbles the Dolphin with Secret Formula as well. Not too bad of an offer. Let's just continue looking for now. We've gotten pretty decent offers so far for sure. Yeah, we'll definitely send a trade to this level. Oh man, he's in a trade. Well, I was gonna say we were gonna send a trade to him because he's level 400. But yeah, this seems to be the only other high level person in the server, so we kind of have to just. Oh wait, perfect. This guy's not in a trade anymore. Oh, but he does have trading chat. Well, ask him if he wants to offer in, I guess, the normal Roblox chat to see if he responds, but if he doesn't, we'll probably just end up canceling. Yeah, he readied up. We'll just definitely decline. It doesn't seem like he realizes that I'm trading it for something better. But in the meantime, we actually did. Oh, wait, hold on. Okay, well, after this, I'll show you guys the DMs we got on Discord. It's quite a lot. He said if it's real, I'll just say yes, I guess. Alright, here we go. He's putting in a 5-star Shiny Wumbo Sponge Edge, a level 3 Sea Bear with Secret Formula, both of which have Sea Bear, or Secret Formula actually, as well as a Hatchling and Slasher with Secret Formula, a level 1 Elastic Bullworm with Secret Formula, another Hatchling and Slasher. Wow, a maxed out Shiny Wumbo 5-star Secret Formula Sea Rhino, a second one that's not max level, but it's still max level on this one, a third one, and wow, even a Wumbo 5-star Easter Bunny SpongeBob with level 100 and Secret Formula on it too. I told him it's a crazy offer for sure, but obviously it's not really enough to really accept because it's not really my unit to trade, so thank you so much for offering. Oh well, Elijah literally instantly accepted. Okay, we'll wait after this trade and then we'll show you guys. Yeah, he's asking what's a good offer and he's surprised that I already have it, even though it's not really my own. But I just told him to put whatever he wants that he thinks is good, and we'll put it in the video if I think it's a good offer. So far he added in an Olympian SpongeBob. Hey, it seems like this is his only unit. Thank you so much for the kind message, Elijah. Huge shout out to you, and thank you for offering. Okay, now that we finally have all that out of the way, let's show you guys the DMs on Discord, and then we'll end off the video there. So on Discord, to start out, we got this DM right here from this person right here, Van, who gave us a shiny Momo 5-star, banging Mrs. Momo secret formula, as well as a premium pass and a Trey Hunter game pass. Then we also got a DM from Patrick Star saying he would give us a shiny Momo Easter Bunny SpongeBob. JT Money right here also offered us all of this stuff, which was the Elastic Bullworm. It looks like 3 Garys, a Sea Bear, and a Cyborg. And these 2 units down that way. Mr. Notsus right here somehow offered us a shiny Momo 5-star secret formula SpongeBob. And then this person right here just offered us a shiny SpongeBob. Alright, bud, whatever. Yeah, what a good video for sure. Hope you guys enjoyed. I definitely did for sure. And yeah, I'll see you guys in tomorrow's video very soon. Huge shout out to ZeroRight again. Definitely check out his TikTok, link in the description, and subscribe so we can hit 30,000 subs on this channel. But I mean, yeah, that's pretty much it for me. I'll see you guys in tomorrow's video very soon. Peace out, everybody.